Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League showcasing another very powerful team featuring Sableye. I have not used Sableye all season, so I decided to test it out and see if it is still as effective in this meta as it has been in the past, and also on this team. Rounding out a very classic backline, none other than good old Medicham in the back to close for us. Medicham can prove to be a very, very powerful closer, especially if you're able to preserve shields for it. Not that it necessarily needs them, but always a good thing. And also on the lead, Diggersby. You could run Basti or G-Fisk. That's traditionally what you see, but in this modern era, we are rolling with Diggersby. Yeah, by no means is the team perfect, but definitely good enough to get the job done in most circumstances. And here we go, Lantern lead, very positive lead for us. The reason why is because we win all even shielding scenarios as well as the zeros. So gonna go for the Scorching Sands here and see what they want to do. They let that go. And we do survive a surf. We also survive a second surf quite comfortably. But the fact that they're staying in on a negative lead is kind of a cause for concern. That generally means that a trainer is core broken by whatever they're staying in on. So we pick up on that. We shield the second surf, and there we go. They were core broken by Diggersby on the lead. We draw out the Sableye. So you have to recognize that in the midst of battle. You have to be reading your opponent's play patterns. If we had let that next surf go, it would have been getting us dangerously low. And there would have been a Sableye very healthy in the back, which is not good for our own Medicham. So we're just playing out this mirror matchup here. We were ahead on energy, so we're going to fire off this foul play. And they let it go. That is fine. So they wanted to get farm on a Meganium. Wow, you don't see that one too often. A lot of people do like to use Meganium if they don't have a superior. If you're wondering, is it a good replacement? Generally, no. Superior just has the coverage necessary in this particular meta, so they likely don't have a superior of their own. This was a very bad idea. We should not have gone right for that because their win condition lies with their Meganium. So we should have gone for the Ice Punch, but I knew that we had loaded energy on Diggersby if they were to swap out. And that's why we're running Fire Punch as well. The rise of Superior has prompted the Fire Punch moveset here. And we are capped out at 100 energy. They were one off from the back-to-back. They have it now. And they end up letting this go, knowing that all we had to do is shield and trigger another move. And it would have been over for them. So they do let it go. Good game. Well played to them. Yeah, running Sableye, I really thought Diggersby on the lead would really combat those licky tongues that are running rampant. But here we go, Steelix, actually a negative lead in the 2s and 1s. We don't win this in the 2s and 1s if we are not running Mudshot. So we're going to play this out a little bit and try and grab shields from them. They may not know the matchup. They are shielding. Perhaps they do because they did shield, but we definitely tank a breaking swipe, and we're going to look to get off some damage on the Steelix because if a healthy Steelix can get out of control. They tried to catch a Scorching Sands onto a flying type coming in the form of Pelipper, and we do have the shield advantage. There's no way they're going to go straight Hurricane on us. We're calling that bait successfully. Now, my Sableye is a rank 1 purified Sableye. I do know that we tank 2 weather balls, no problem, but we have absolutely loaded energy here. Gonna look to go for a foul play here. If they shield, we can tank the next weather ball and go for another foul play, and they do let it go, cutting the losses, wanting to get farm perhaps on this Steelix here. So they are back in with the Steelix. We throw this on alignment to get the non-debuffed damage off. I thought maybe they would throw instantly as well, but they don't want to tank another foul play because the play with the Steelix is to keep it as healthy as possible to get those debuffs off, and they do have a superior lurking in the back, but we've got loaded energy, and again, why I generally prefer Fire Punch. With the rise of Superior, it is not a secret anymore. People are well aware of the power of Superior, and so are we. That's why we're running Fire Punch. We did grab a shield. They perhaps thought we were running Hyper Beam, which is recommended. And I debated on shielding or preserving the shield for Medi to sweep, but I thought it was, I didn't think it was a bad play to go for the Fire Punch damage here. The Superior will still make it to a move, but it makes this farm down easy, and we will have a non-debuffed Ice Punch to hit that Steelix with. So I saw that as a solid play to close this one out. We do get off this non-debuffed Ice Punch. It, of course, will not KO, but it will put this Steelix within an easy counter down range here. And they do recognize that it was not going to happen. The breaking swipes just don't hit Medi hard enough. We were going to counter down. Good game, well played to them. Sableye, always good to get some heavy damage and really put pressure on shields. And here we go. Cresselia lead. I know another content creator put out a team leading Cresselia, and at this point I'm reading perhaps Diggersby and Alolan Sandslash. That was the team comp that was presented with the Cresselia on the lead. So knowing that and reading that there's perhaps a Diggersby in the back, we can't swap out here, guys. We gotta stay in here and perhaps even give up a shield to control alignment. Because if you safe swap Sableye and you're making a hard team read and you're reading something like a Diggersby in the back, that is bad news. So we just play it out here, get this Cresselia really low, and we're going to go for the Fire Punch. Another case to be made for Fire Punch. You can get to a very cost-effective move in a pinch. Of course, with the bulk on Cresselia, it doesn't quite KO. And we want to control alignment here, so we're going to shield this Grass Knot. And they pivot into the Diggersby, so the team read so far spot on. They give up a switch here, and now we've got the Medi on the Diggersby where it needs to be. We'll worry about the A-Slash later. We need to get rid of this very tanky bunny here in front of us. We do grab a shield from them. So the fact that they shield clues me in even more that this is perhaps the line with the Cresselia, A-Slash, and the Diggersby that we see here. So gonna go for this Ice Punch. Doesn't KO. Diggersby about as tanky as it gets, and this could be that Hyper Beam, and that will KO. But we're gonna let this go. Not going down on shields. What we're gonna do is get a juicy resisted farm down with Sableye. They're not making it to a Scorching Sands. If you can get a double resisted farm down like that on a Pokemon like Sableye, my goodness, look out. There's the Sandslash. So the team read was spot on and accurate. They do tank the foul play. We're predicting a catch. We do have the same idea. We quick attack down that Cresselia, and they cannot farm down with double resisted Shadow Claws. Going for this Fire Punch and saying bye-bye to the A-Slash. Sableye still puts in work in this current meta of the Great League. Here we go, picking up a positive lead coming in the form of Sableye. They safe swap a Gligar. This is a tricky safe swap here. One reason why we are running Quick Attack Fire Punch for coverage on these flyers. So we decide to chip with the Fire Punch, of course, and tank their dig here. We've already got this Gligar down to 50% health. Now we will pivot into our own Sableye. And right about here, we made a mistake. I don't think we should have shielded this Aerial Ace here. Because obviously it doesn't KO, but I was concerned that they would outpace, and being a Shadow, to be honest, I wasn't sure if the Wing Attacks plus 2 Aerial Aces would have taken us too low. So we do take out that Gligar there. They let that go and come back in with their own Sableye. We've got an energy lead here going for the foul play, and they do shield, likely wanting to get a nice energy lead here before they decide to throw their move. We're not going to shield this foul play here. We are going to look to come in with our Diggersby. They let Sableye have a Gligar in the back. Not sure what else they could have. This is a very interesting team thus far. But we're going for the Scorching Sands, doing some big damage on the Sableye. No attack drop, which is unfortunate, but that is okay. We do survive a foul play here. And they bank a little bit of energy as they pivot into a Medicham, looking to get ahead on energy. So very similar team comp here. only their ground type of choice was a Gligar. Ours was a Diggersby, and they led the Sableye. I don't like leading the Sableye if you're going to have a Medi in the back along on the same team, just because you're ABA weak to a Charm, and I've been seeing a rise in Shadow A9 usage. The Charm Shadow A9 on the lead. We're a little flustered here. Can't quite hit the bubbles the right way, just because I know it's not trending in the right direction, unfortunately. We've got to shield this. It is just the Ice Punch, but we can counter down, but the Sableye has a shield, still a little too healthy. We need to make it to 2 Ice Punches, and I just don't see that happening, unfortunately. Gotta go for this Ice Punch here. They for sure shield that, and switch clock is up. Gonna try and pressure them to throw, but I think the damage has been done. Our Medicham's not healthy enough to make it to this next Ice Punch. Unfortunately, they do get that one done. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one done on our end. Good game, well played to them. As I mentioned, guys, Sableye still puts in the work. So good at getting shields down or flip and switch outright. But here we go. Speaking of, we got a Deoxys. That's a core breaker to the Medicham Diggersby core, and we are counter swapped with a Nightmare counter swap. Holy smokes, the perfect Pokemon to meet our Sableye with, but we are going for this return because if they let it go, we have a chance to flip this. Gonna shield this. We have to shield at least one of these Night Slashes here, and we will let this next one go. And if we can get them, chip them down a little bit with triple resisted Shadow Claws, a resisted Foul Play should get the job done here. So we're going to go for this Foul Play. I'm fully expecting a shield, but they let it go. Holy smokes, we just flip switch with Sableye on an Obstagoon. They likely wanted to get this energy lead on this Dugong, but guys, you give Sableye an inch, it will take a mile, and that is exactly what we're doing. Gonna bait with a Foul Play as we can make it to the back-to-back. If you can make it to 2 Foul Plays, that is the way to go. I knew that we could if they continued with this farm down, which it looks like they're committed to. It's Sableye taking out Obstagoon, getting the Dugong below 50% health. That was massive, guys. So we come in with our Medi. They don't stick around to take any more counter damage, as they do give up switch and pivot back into the Deoxys. And now their play is to go straight Psycho Boost. Everything else is resisted. So we shield the first one, as that's going to do the most damage. And we now look to get off the Scorching Sands here. They let it go, and we're in a good spot now. Holy smokes, Sableye. Oh, yeah, I think they zigged when they should have zagged there, but we got it done in the end. Good game, well played to them. Yeah, like I said, by no means is this a perfect team, but it is versatile and powerful enough to get the job done. And here we go, Azumarill lead, another core breaker. Holy smokes, we go into Sableye because we can do okay here when shields are up. And speaking of, we will have to shield the Play Rough if we hope to get any meaningful damage in on this Azumarill, but they go for the Ice Beam. That's okay. We draw out an opposing Sableye. I presume they want to save that Azu for our Diggersby, so this is exactly what we want to see here. My concern here is that this is Azu double Ghost with a Trevenant as the second Ghost type in the back. So we were absolutely loaded. If you saw on that Azu, they paused for a second and they tried a cheeky return catch on their own Sableye. So we exercised patience seeing that there, and that's why we're able to really put heavy pressure on this opposing Sableye. We grabbed both shields and got it within to the red. So we're good to go here. We still have a shield. I know that Medicham up a shield could do okay up against what I presume to be a Trevenant in the back, because we just shield one of their moves and double Ice Punch gets the job done there. We do survive that Foul Play quite easily as Diggersby, and we're taking out the Sableye here. And now they do come back in with the Azumarill here. We are going to look to try and catch an Ice Beam on Medi, but they held on. Yeah, so there's the Trev there. So the team read was spot on. This is a classic team comp by now in the Great League. And our strategy so far is going to work out for us because we have a shield. We preserve that shield, foreseeing that we would inevitably get this Trevenant on the Medicham, and we do successfully shield up the Shadow Ball. That was huge. Gonna overfarm just a tad bit here because they did overfarm as well. We're saying bye-bye to the Trev. Double Ice Punch gets it done. Gonna try our best to make it to a Psychic, but we just cannot get there. The Azumarill's not gonna allow that. They do have the play rough. They hit us with that, and I'm thinking we're gonna do okay here. We are next to back-to-back Scorching Sands here. We do go for the first one, doesn't KO, no attack drop, which is unfortunate, but I do believe our rank 7 XL Diggersby will survive this. Super effective Ice Beam, no problem, from an Azumarill, long enough to seal the deal here. We are saying bye-bye to the Azu, holy smokes. Oh, what a crazy team for us to find ourselves met with, but we got that one done in the end as well. Good game, well played to them. This modernized version of a classic backline was really putting in the work, and here we go. As I mentioned, the rise of Charm A9 is upon us, holy smokes. So when you see a Charm A9, guys, in terms of team reading, there could either be a Basti or a Carbink in the back, along with a Medicham. So that's what we're reading here, and if that's the case, we're going to do all right. We just have to get through this Charmer here. Diggersby has the bulk to withstand that Shadow Charm damage with Stab here. Again, why Fire Punch? Very nice to have on Diggersby. It's a cost-effective move that can hit a lot of things for neutral or super effective. We do grab both shields, and I don't presume we'll make it to another move. So we go for the bigger, harder-hitting move with Stab. And it doesn't quite KO, which is unfortunate, but that is okay. They're throwing their energy here. With the team read, I'm going to come in with Medi here. I don't want to take a Charm on Sableye. Medi takes it out before having to take any Charm damage, and there's their own Medi in the back. So at this point, I'm hoping I made the right choice, because it could either be a Carbink or a Basti, but even if it was a Carbink, coming in with Sableye would not have been good either. So I do think we made the right choice. They don't have any shields because when you run this team, it's very inflexible. Very rigid and inflexible team that a lot of people like to run. They have to play for alignment. But when you run a flexible team, such as what we're running, you can often grab shields and you have a lot of play. So we do draw out the Basti. We were unsuccessful in catching a potential Psychic. That's what we were trying to do, but we do draw this Basti out here. Of course, Basti seldom needs shields to perform at its best. It's absorbing these foul plays like they're nothing, but the key is to get it to throw the energy and get it low enough to where we're not going to have to tank too much damage on Medi. We can't quite get to that final foul play there, but that's okay. They will make it to a Flamethrower. We tank this, and we leave this with a Psychic. That Medi does have energy, but it has no shields because this team is very inflexible. They have to give up shields to play for alignment, guys. That's why I'm not a big fan of these, rigid. I guess it's a balanced team, but it's very inflexible. We're saying bye-bye to the Medi. They're not even running Psychic. Holy smokes, they're running Power Punch, Ice Punch. Yeah, that didn't quite work out for them. We read the team like a book, and we were able to strategize accordingly. Good game, well played to them. So as you can see, guys, the team, quite flexible, quite strong, able to overcome a lot of very common Great League teams. And here we go, another Steelix lead. This one comes in the Shadow form. Shields are up, so the Steelix does generally do well there. But they pivot, trying to catch a Scorching Sands onto a flying type coming in the form of Golbat. We do chip it first and then pivot into our Sableye. We do still have energy on that Diggersby. And this could be the very neutral Shadow Ball, but it hits very hard. Going to shield this and preserve health on Sableye. We do successfully shield up the big Shadow Ball. Not likely they bait a Ghost type with a Poison Fang. That's a very risky bait, so that's a good shield there. And going to go for the foul play. They do cut the losses, take the shield advantage, and come back in with the Steelix and throw immediately. We're going to let this go, of course. We control alignment. They had a Steelix with a Golbat in the back. I really don't know what that third could be, but I do know that we have loaded energy. We are debuffed, but Sableye still hits like a truck, even debuffed. And we do make it to another foul play here. We're not going to make it to another one, but this damage is huge for us, guys. I don't think they're playing this correctly. They're letting their Steelix get too low. The play with Steelix is to preserve health, to get off as many debuffs on your opponent as possible. So now we're going to come in with Medi and look to get ahead on energy and get some super effective counter damage in. They got another poison type coming in the form of Toxicroak. So this is getting very tricky, very interesting here. They only go Mud Bomb here. We are debuffed, but we're going to bait them with a nice punch here. Even debuffed, the Psychic should KO, but they let that go. Holy smokes, that was insane to see. Oh my gosh, what a gutsy call. Probably not the best play, because if we had just went for it, that game would have been over. But I don't know what their play here is. They're going to CMP ties here, but the damage has been done. We let this go and quick attack down this thing, leaving with loaded energy to take out that Steelix. That's the play here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to shield up whatever they want to throw. Obviously going to be the Mud Bomb, as Sludge Bomb would be resisted. And yeah, we quick attack this thing down. They don't make it to another move, and we've got the back, or just about back to back here. This Steelix is not going to output enough damage to get this done, even with a shield. So we go Fire Punch. They let it go, recognizing that it was not going to happen, unfortunately. So yeah, we got that one done as well. And that is the team, my friends. Good game, well played to the opponent. And yeah, I guess I answered my own question. I was wondering if Sableye is still as effective as it has been in the past in the current Great League meta, and I'm here to let you know it is. I love Sableye so much I can't go a full season without running it. I had to find out for myself if it was still effective, and it was. I just wanted to pair it with a good solid team. We've got Diggersby to protect it from the Licky Tongues that are all running rampant. We've got an added layer in Medicham in the back as well. And Diggersby. Generally, you can go Basti. That's classic. You could also go G-Fisk, but it had been nerfed. I wanted to update it a little bit and go with a modern pick coming in the form of Scorching Sands, Diggersby. And as you can see, it all worked out. Team very strong, very solid. Guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.